Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and in today's video we are going to do the practice of paper 1 as UGC Renat is coming up, and for that we are going to do the practice of PYQs particular, because that is the only thing which can help us to guess what will appear in the exam. So without further ado, let's solve the paper. I have planned in this segment we will solve around 35 questions. We will not go for the DI question and math question and reading comprehension. So 35 question we will try to do. I will do it with you, and that's how we are going to learn it. So without further ado, let's start. So in today's video we have the paper of June 2025, and particularly from environmental science. As I said, we are going to skip the DI because the mathematical part you can do it by yourself. It is you can only do through the practice. So we are going to move to the next question. And the first question in this is the role of teacher in supporting experiential learning can't be of the blank. So here the question is from teaching aptitude lesson and the coach, mentor, tutor and technology. So yes, here we can clearly say that it is not role of technology teacher are doing that. Well, cross check every time with the answer key so that we will not mistaken by the answer. So that it is the right answer. Moving to the next question, arrange the level of Bloom's taxonomy from lower to higher order in the cognitive domain. Now, Bloom's taxonomy is something that is favorite of UGC net, so we are not going to skip it. So let's see what are the options are there. Analyzing, understanding, applying, evaluating, remembering. So very first step of the Bloom's taxonomy is remembering. So we'll start from the remembering, then we understand it, then we move to the next part of that, and the last part of that is something that we are doing application of that. So applying would be the last one, and so far it is appearing in option D. So let's cross check it so that we cannot got the wrong answer, and that is the answer is this. Starting from remembering, followed by understanding, applying, analyzing, and then evaluating. Last is the option, as far as I know, is the creation of actual creation of the person. So that's how it is stratified in it. Moving to the next question, which of the following is not considered as a self-generated feedback? Self-generated. So we have keyword here is this, and feedback is coming from the communication. So this is from communication unit. Assurance, reviewing, retracting, observation. So the answer of this is assurance, because it is not self-generated one. Yes, so the previewing we can do by ourselves, retract we can do, observation we can do. It's not considered as self-generated. Assurance is not. Next question, and this is again from the communication, and in that they are asking the questions from the film. I mean, again the questions are appearing, so we have to be ready for that. As of February 28, 2025, write the highest grossing Indian film, starting from the highest grossing to the lowest grossing. So now, see this, and they are asking the question from how the films are appearing on the set as well, how the marketing is happening and how it is generating the revenue. So Bahubali 2, RRR, Pushpa, KGF Chapter 2 and Dangal. And we have to chronologically arrange. Now see, this kind of a question we can't guess it. If we have the idea, we can do that. So the question is E, starting from Dangal. And we are, that is quite obvious. Followed by Bahubali 2, followed by Pushpa 2, followed by RRR and the KGF Chapter 2 is the lowest grossing. So highest to lowest. That's how we can put it, all the options. So Dangal, followed by Bahubali 2, followed by Pushpa 2, RRR and KGF Chapter 2. Moving to the next question, and we have from environment, people and environment. And what is the correct increasing order of U235 physical uranium ratio in following? A, we have to arrange them in chronology. So this is again the question which will ask for the factual detail. And factual detail we can't guess blindly. So you have to remember it. No other option is there. And that is starting from uranium ore, followed by natural uranium, followed by reactor grade uranium and weapon grade uranium. So you see, all of them has the uranium, but if we are putting it in a chronology in increasing order, then this is going to be the order of that. So the uranium ore, natural uranium, reactive, and radioactive. That's how. Moving to the next question, and it is coming from again from people and environment, and they are asking the treatment, water treatment process, and then explanation of it. So we have one part we have the explanation, and at one part we have the process. The first is ozonation, second aeration, third flocculation, and fourth is screening. So removal of excessive iron and manganese, removal of large solid, disinfection, and very small particles are clustered together. So here we have to match the following, and how we will get it. So ozonation is actually the process of disinfection, then followed by aeration, which is actually a removal of iron and manganese. This both is this question has been asked in the question different question as well, that what the aeration process is called. So it is removal of iron and manganese. Then flocculation is connected with very small particles are clustered together and we have to remove it. That is called flocculation. And screening, which is removal of large solids. So we can guess it from what we can guess it, that if the large particles are there, by screening, by watching that, we can remove it. Moving to the next question. Okay, this is from logical reasoning. The world is an effect, and hence it must have an efficient and intelligent cause. The efficient and intelligent cause is God, which means knowledge is used in argument as per classical Indian school of logic. Now, which is applicable here, that we have to see: perception, inference, analogy, verbal authority. So these are again from the one which is known as inference. So we inferred from the very idea of the cause that the world is an effect and hence it must have efficient, intelligent cause. And from that only we get the idea that it is going. Till now we have covered more than 10 questions, and we covered more than 7 to 8 questions. Now let's move to next question, and that is, what among the following are some media organizations? So we can get from the keyword, and that is media organization. And let's read the options: registrar of newspaper of India, National Institute of Fashion and Technology. Now this is fashion technology itself is going to be out, and this is going to be not there. Press Council of India, yes, this can be the Audit Bureau of Consolation Ltd. Not possible because audit is connected with accounting, and that's why the right option is A, B, and D. Sorry, A, C, and D. That is the right option. This is the one. Moving to the next question, and that is from mathematical aptitude, and that's why we are skipping. Next question: which policy is committed in the following statement? I can expect that you would not find any moral issue in making abortion illegal, since your ability to feel sympathy for the rights of women in general is very limited. Now, abortion idea is altogether argument is different, and here total attack is happening on the person who is making the argument, and that is why it is an ad hominem. That is the answer, because they are attacking the human. Moving to the next question. If the sender has not formulated the idea, thought, or message in proper manner, it can result into barrier in communication. Now, communication, it is from again. So, the barrier occurs at what level? And here, of course, if the sender is making mistake, then it is at encoder's part. There are mistake occurring. Which of the following propositions are so related that they can both be false, though they can both be true? They can both be false, though they can both be true. Now, this is something confusing when, because applying both things is A and C. Some artworks and some A and C. So B and D will not be there. That is the answer. Logical reasoning. Again, this is from logical reasoning, and we are not going to solve this here. Moving to the next question. What is the correct sequence from initial to final of blue baby disease methylglobin in human infants? Now, this kind of questions are appearing. Blue baby syndromes is, as far as I know, coming from the nitrate. So let's arrange them. Conversion of nitrate ions and nitrates ions in microorganism in human body, oxidation of iron from Fe to Fe in hemoglobin by nitrates ion, consumption of nitrate polluted water, forming of abnormal hemoglobin called methemoglobin. So first would be of course the consumption of that, and the last would be the T. So two options are there. So C followed by conversion of nitrate ions to nitrate ions by microorganism in human body, and then in human body it turn out to be the hemoglobin. Next coming, and that is again from the movie, and that is quite from a different in this paper. The second question is coming from the movie, and that is something to see that how UGC net is asking, and the answer Mughal Azam came in 1960. Then Shule came in 75, then Bobby came in 73, and Menabia came 1789. Quite way back, 1789. So the right option is just very good. I'm making. Yeah, so the 2 is the answer. This is the one. Moving to the next, what is not a research? Research is careful executive investigation of phenomena with an objective of advancing knowledge. Yes, it is true. It is systematic and objective attempt to study a problem for the purpose of deriving general principle. Yes, it is true. Research is based on common sense knowledge based on accumulated experience and beliefs of the people. No, it is not based on common sense, but there is systematic, objective, scientific study. So it is not uncommon sense and it is not accumulated. It do have the section of keeping the experience of the people and beliefs of the people, but it not does not entirely build upon that. So that's why the answer is this. Moving to the next question. When a person is talking to himself or herself, now this we know and quite a guessable, and that is interesting. Which of the following is not a web browser? So Opera is there, Firefox is there, and Google is there. So Safari is not there. So 6857 still let's cross check for a one, and that they are saying web browser. Okay, so it is search engine, because what web browser is there? Chrome, right? Chrome is there. So Chrome is the web browser and not Google. Okay, next question is appearing concept and meaning we have theory, model, survey, and modeling. Okay, from research aptitude. Generalized representation of a system or an object that is constructed to some of the aspect of the system or the system as the whole. Research problem is represented by mathematical model. Now model here we have direct connection and B2. Only one is there. So these are right in front of putting. Survey. It is a set of systematically interrelated propositions that explain a big phenomena or a fact. Yeah. And modeling. It is a data collection technique using questionnaire. Yeah. So here is the D. That is survey. I might be mistaken. Sorry. Let me cross check first, and then we'll come to the conclusion of what's the right answer. And yeah, it is not two but four. So A is theory, is a proposition, phenomena, in fact. Then B modeling, then we have modeling, the mathematical model, and survey here. Because survey is the meanings of survey means me only that it cannot be this. Moving to the next, scientific observation are based on verifiable evidence, systematic body of proof, and that can be cited. First itself is the answer. In blank, each communicating device is connected with every other device in the computer network, and as far as I know, it is a star one. Yes, and I'm right. I am right that it is not. It is just a minute. Let me cross check. 6856, and the answer is 2, and that is mesh topology. Mesh, which is device connected with every other device in the computer in the mesh. And star is actually at the center, so it is connected to all the parts of the computer. Mesh topology. Moving to the next question. Which of the following statements are correct? ROM can be hardware and software. Cookies are used to store browsing information. Sandbox detection is malware identification method. HTTP has better security than HTTPS. And Trojan is an antivirus. So E is definitely going not to be there. And B is definitely going to be there, because we know that 6859, and The answer is 3. So B and C. Because HTTPS itself here, they are saying that it is secure, it is having an int. And worm is again a kind of a malware, and it's not software, not hardware, it's malware. Okay, next we have a question from people in higher education. Shankar Ramanujan Vidyapati asked. Now all we have the scholars from different field, and then we have to connect them with their respective field, and that is we are going to do. Just a minute. That's we are going to do from here. Some Shankar is Vedant Sutra and Bhagavad Gita. Then Ramanuja Vedant Sutra Vidyapati associated with direct dialect of Bihar, and Bhaskar, algebra and astronomy. So Bhaskar is connected with that algebra and astronomy, and that we are aware that Bhaskar, Aryabhat, these all are belonging from mathematical side of that. Moving to the next question, which of the following are four guiding principles in the development of higher education? Okay, this is again from the higher education, clearly stating it. So access, equality, accountability, and equity. So these four are there. Third is the right answer. And assessment, equity, affordability, and research oriented. Four guiding principle. If you look at the higher education, then it is this. And I have actually listed down them as well that this four are the guiding principle of it, and to which we are backing and we are moving forward. Yes. Moving to the next question. Identify the sequence of A to D. Okay. Radio frequency identification system use radio waves to read and capture information stored on tag, which can be read from several meters away. The blank is made up of an blank to store the processed data and a blank to receive transmit data. So that would be microchip. Of course, without that we cannot get it tag. That should be there in tag as well. So frequency is the first one, frequency identification. Moving to there would be tag is made up of what it is made up of. It is made up of chip and antenna. So the answer is two. Two is the answer of this. Moving to the next, the full form of AICTE, All India Council for Technical Education. This is also very repeated question. No need to go into detail. Okay, next is the question from people and environment. Disease causing agent, oxygen consuming waste, plant nutrient, suspended solid, fine particles of the clay, coliform bacteria, animals and plants in aquatic habitat, and phosphorus. So we have to connect each with their respective field. So sorry, just moved to another paper. Just a minute. Yeah, so the question number we have to see, and then let's cross check it with it, and the answer is 3. 68, 63. Answer is disease causing agent is coliform bacteria. Then we have B3, animals and plants in aquatic habitat, oxygen consuming waste they are. Then C and B plant nutrient, and that is phosphorus, and then BI solid waste, suspended solid, which is fine particles of the clay. 68, 63, and the right answer is 2. Moving to the next. In Buddha period, which educational center were established along with the monastery? Okay, Nalanda, Vikramshila, Takshashila, Baba Merchant University. Okay, so we have to look at the answer. This is again from the higher education, coming from the higher education, and the right answer is Pallavi, Nalanda, Vikramshila, and Takshashila. All these are the part of monastery and Buddha period. During that period only, these all are somewhere established, starting from 5th century to 8th century, all the time period. Okay, next is question from ICT. Reading the car number plates, capturing product information so that it can be added to the customer's purchase total, reading the numbers found on the bank check, reading the marks written using pencil or pen, and especially printed. paper. So it is barcode reader. B, barcode reader. MICR, then we have 6816, and the answer is just a minute. Okay, so MICR, it is used for reading the bank check number. Then OCR, it is for reading car number plates. OMR, it is for, of course, we know that it is for checking that, and barcode reader, it is for product total analyzing. So we have left with 10 more questions. Be with me in that. Let's have the principle and then implication. Encourage students' deep approach to learning objectives. Okay, the summative and formative assessment to be learning oriented. Okay, facilitating dialogic forms of feedback. Okay, involving some person student investment. Now let's see implication. Feedback should be embedded with assessment practice. Task design should be approached from a program-wide practice. Greater sense of ownership by student. So when we are putting deep approaches to learning objectives, students deep approaches, at that time they feel that greater ownership by that. Variety of assessment for students' motivation, summative and formative. So that is again related to that. So let's see the answer, cross check it with the existing answer key so that we can get a right answer, and that is 2. So encourage students for program wide perspective. Then we have B, summative and formative, and that is IB. Then C, facilitating dialogic forms of feedback, and that is feedback should be embedded with assessment and personal, so greater sense of ownership when we are giving personalized comments on the work. Electroplastic precipitates is used in thermal power plants to remove which of the following air pollutant. Now again from this, it is from people and environment. And let's see the answer, 6862, and the answer is fly ash. So what is used here? Electrostatic precipitator. Moving to the next, criteria for hypothesis construction is that this should describe one issue only, it should describe many issues, it specify variables between which the relationship is established, it should be specific and precise, it should be empirically testable whether it is right or wrong. So A, C, D, E, and that is 3 is the answer. Yeah. Arrange the following components of the context of effective learning environments: continuous formative assessment, adequate student support, appropriate curriculum, engaging pedagogy, providing suitable resources and infrastructure. So first, if the curriculum will be the appropriate one, then I think students can easily grasp it and they can easily learn. So yeah, it should start with appropriate curriculum, followed by engaging pedagogy, continuous formative assessment, then adequate student support, and along with that, last is providing a proper resources and infrastructure to them. Moving to the next, which among the following are known as assessment instrument? Test, yes, examination, and quiz. Worksheet also we are able to give them. So worksheet also can be the part of assessment because in the worksheet they work, and based on that we can give them the idea. So rubric is for the teachers and not for the students. Teachers assessment. Okay, this is coming from correlation, and that is from research methodology. Now here guesswork can be possible. You can do that, but I would not suggest it to do without counting. So there should be a counting at least. If I have to do, it would be ACDD, but I can do the counting randomly. Arrange the following terms in order of increasing denotation. Increasing denotation. Okay. Chess, board game, sports, indoor games. So we have sports followed by indoor games, B, board games, and chess. So C, D, B, E. C, D, B, E. That is the correct option. How can that be possible? 6854. And the answer is showing 4. A, B, D, and C. So they have to have their increasing connotation, denotation increase. The denotation should be increasing one. So if they are asking decreasing, then we have to choose that option. moving to the next question, which of the following again from mathematical aptitude, and that's why we are skipping it. Which of the following statements are logically equivalent? No soaps are writing tools. No writing tools are soaps. All soaps are non-writing tools. So A, B, and D is there. 6852. Yeah, and we are right. 6852. Moving to the next question, and that is starting from the reading comprehension, that you can do the practice by your own. Yeah, so we solved around 35 questions in it, and I hope it is some way useful to you. I enjoyed it. I learned many things because it is me also for the first time solving this paper along with answer key. So I haven't gone through the paper. Based on my reading, I'm solving it. So yes, for me it is also a first time. So I hope it is useful for you. I have learned that you might also have learned. So similarly, we are going to do this for the next papers as well. So stay tuned for that. Until now, happy to we'll meet soon.